Good news, I'm back behind the wheel of one of my favourite cars, a Mercedes-Benz CLK. Now, I can tell you it's one of my favourite cars because if you've watched this channel for any length of time, you'll know that I've already made 8 videos on the CLK. But what I haven't done is make a video on this car, the A209 convertible or cabriolet version of the CLK. And a lot of people would argue that, you know, this is what the CLK was all about from the beginning. To have this drop-top feature of it just really sort of is the cherry on top of what makes the CLK a really interesting and different and cool car. It's a luxury-focused car aimed at the E-class segment of the market, so you know it's the big coupe or saloon car. These cars were not cheap when they were new. You know, nowadays you would probably be paying 60 grand for this car if it was new. So the CLK, it was a luxury product aimed at the high end of the market. It's well insulated, so like the standard CLK, it's quiet and refined. It's a really good cruiser. Now this car has got a loud exhaust, which I'm sure you can hear, and that is an aftermarket item. Obviously, there is a little bit more noise coming through this canvas roof than there would be from the coupe version, so it slightly feels like maybe you've left the window open or something. Now, of course, it would be silly for me to just continue driving around with this roof up, so I am going to get it to come down. So the whole thing takes 17 seconds to drop from when you pull this button. And then it takes 20 seconds to go back up. So it's really not bad, and it can be done at 5 miles an hour when you're driving along. And now I just have the world to myself. I've got endless headroom, I've got the sky above my head. So because the CLK is quite a big car, it's really easy to get comfortable in this car. It's very spacious. There's lots of leg room. There's headroom with the roof up or down. Of course, there's headroom with the roof down. It's a great driving position. You feel quite low down. The steering wheel's directly in front of you. You've got these wonderful dials that they're just super classy. They look like a set of clocks. In fact, one of them is a clock. It is of that era where things were not quite of the best possible materials Mercedes could have used, but it is a pretty nice interior, really nicely designed. Now, of course, the main thing you want with a convertible is heated seats, is bum warmers, because if you've got bum warmers, you can have this roof down in the middle of winter, put some gloves on, put the seats on high setting, and you can be toasted from behind and cooled down from the top, like being in the Blue Lagoon in Iceland. Also, finally, in this interior on this car, I've got the cup holder in the hidden compartment, and it actually fits the fat bottom bottle. I've always wanted to test that, and it fits it fine. It pops out of the dashboard, and really cool little cup holder I don't have in my car. The boot size is decent with the roof up, but some boot space is used when the roof is down. You must remember to pull the divider down, or the roof will stop when it detects it or any stray luggage in the way. This car still has all of the really nice features that make the CLK so special for me. Things like the pillarless design, so with the roof down this car just looks so sleek because there's no B-pillar. And of course the seatbelt, which is handed to you over your shoulder, and it's just, every time it does that, it just never gets old. I love it. Now once you're doing some speed, maybe like 50 miles an hour or so, I do feel like I need these side windows up. Now I know people say that makes you look a bit stupid, but it means I can still have the roof down and most of the wind is blocked. So this is the 320 V6, it's the 3.2 litre V6 petrol, and it has 218 brake horsepower. So because the coupe is about 150 kilos lighter than this car, it is a little bit slower. It's 7.9 to 60 instead of what would be 7.6. But it's definitely no slouch. Of course, normally the idea with the Mercedes is that the engines are quiet and very refined and smooth, and you can't really hear them. Now they do make a nice noise, but they're quite muted. But with this exhaust, when I floor it, oh, it just sounds absolutely fantastic. Now that noise most of the time, it would probably drive me potty having that loud resonating sound from the exhaust, but it sounded like some sort of race car. With this car being quite heavy and it also having the V6 engine, you will find that you'll need to visit the old petrol station quite often. I think the owner gets about 22 mpg out of this. On a long run, he has managed to get 37 maximum, but you need to have a fairly large wallet to fuel the thing. Despite this being an old car, it is a very safe car. It was based on the C-Class, the Mercedes-Benz C-Class underneath, which had a 5-star Euro NCAP rating. And just because the roof's been taken off doesn't mean that you're in an unsafe car, because this has automatically popping up rollover hoops. So if this car were to go over, you'd be saved by the hoops. But of course it also has airbags everywhere, and you know, Mercedes really did care about safety when this car was new. So this is actually the first 4-seat convertible we've ever had on the channel. So backseat JJ will be super excited to tell you what it's like in the back of the CLK Cabriolet. What do you think, mate? Hey mate, yeah, no worries. It's actually pretty darn spacious back here, I will say. I've got enough legroom, just about. The seats hug you quite well. It can get a little bit windy back here, of course, and blows my hair everywhere. I've got these cutouts in front of me here that fit my knees into pretty well, and you can get 2 6-footers behind each other. And through the magic of editing JJ can sort this out. We'll just ping the roof up. Yeah, and the headroom, even with the roof up, is good. It's actually better than the coupe, because although my head is touching the roof, it's kind of this lovely soft material, and it doesn't like bother the top of my head. So an actual 4-seat convertible you could get 4 adults in. Yeah, and even with the roof up, it doesn't feel like claustrophobic back here. It doesn't feel cramped, like, because JJ was saying like these rear pillars are quite small. I've got quite a lot of glass here, and it feels like not a bad place to sit. Back here I have got an armrest and ventilation coming out of there. Oh well, yeah, cheers mate, thank you for that. So it really feels like a turtleneck car, this. It just feels like an elegant car. Mercedes now, they've gone a little bit sort of extreme, haven't they, with the designs of the front ends and the big aggressive grills, but the CLK was a really beautiful car, and the beauty has not been damaged by taking its roof off. It looks great with this canvas roof up, and it looks great with it down as well. See, now I'm just stuck in traffic in town, but it's just making me really feel like I want one of these cars. I just feel like I feel like a lottery winner from 20 years ago. It does somehow make me feel rich, despite the fact that, what do these cars cost now? Like a few £1,000s. And the thing is, they're reliable, well-made cars. If you buy one that's been looked after, they just soldier on. The 320 V6 is supposed to be the very best engine for that. It's bulletproof, as people say. Now, I wouldn't like to actually test that by shooting it with a gun, but they just soldier on. This car's done 144,000 miles, and it's just, it feels solid. It feels like my car, which has done only 40,000 miles. So that's the Mercedes CLK Cabriolet. It's a car that makes you feel special. It's a really nice, well put together, elegant car, and of course you can get the roof down whenever you want. And as I'm doing this conclusion, I've seen spots of rain appearing on the windscreen, so it might be about time to finish. But you know, obviously there are rivals out there like the Audi A4 and the Saab 9-3, and the Saab 9-3 is a very cool car as well. So you know, you've got a few options, but not many. And you know, I can recommend this car if you're looking for a car from that era. So yeah, a big thank you to Dougie for lending me the car. Please remember to like the video. If you want to follow me on Instagram, then there's my handle. And if you want to see any more videos on the CLK, then they're going to be up there. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.